And now, it's time for the Yacht Club Show. Needed now more than ever. With Killer, Rev D, and Dr. Jim.
Well, welcome back, Yacht Club Show listeners. Before we get started here, we're preparing for our beer taste test, and we've been kind of mystified, but it's all coming together now how the good Rev is setting us up here. He's spooning out the orange sherbet, sorbet, yeah, for our palate cleanser. Purple cow orange
sherbet is American for
fat-free.
Sorbet.
It is. Okay.
And he's got
I just made that up.
Could be.
3 cans that he's brought that are covered. So none of us, he had someone else cover them, so none of us know what these 3 cans are.
Okay, so yeah, we're ready.
And we have them, the cans are labeled ABC, so we have our 3 glasses in front of us, ABC.
Okay, now if you remember when we...
yeah, right, if you remember.
When we started this, we were talking about, we were going to do A versus B and
right.
C, D. Okay, the fallacy or the problem with that is when I went to buy beer,
yes,
it's very hard to find single cans. So, okay.
So you had to buy a...
Well, I didn't. I bought single cans, but that's we're kind of limited. That's why we don't have 15 different beers like we talked about. So the integrity is gone.
It's gone.
It's gone.
I don't know if this is even a public service anymore.
If you guys can solve
just because
that,
he's on a fixed income, he can't.
Dave is using this as to see what kind of beer he should have in his house.
Well,
That's all this is.
Okay, now we're going to have A versus Z. So I got 26 six-packs of Coors.
Yingling.
All about
nobody
Dave.
drinks.
It is.
Nobody drinks. That was the issue.
I think
Okay.
I'm not sure what we can do about it.
Yeah, I just hope at the end of this
The
there's some value
validity-
add for our listeners.
All
validity
right,
is-
so here we're going
So far
I
we've
just
got
don't-
3 of something here,
We have, okay.
and we're not going to talk about
Here is can A.
Can A.
Can
right?
A.
Can A. I don't know how you've lined yours up, but I've got mine
A, B,
closest to
and
me.
C.
No kidding.
So you can pour A into cup A, Killer.
Yep. Get a little back of tape glue flavor in there.
Dr. Jim, you can pour A.
Okay, I got a question for you. So now we're going to taste A, B, and C, and we're going to decide on a can.
Yeah, we're only doing one round today.
I got it. That's good. So we're only going to do one round. So this is it. We're just going to have 3 beers and call it a day.
Yeah, what? What did you want? Did you want to sit here all afternoon on my dime and get schnookered? Is that what you're saying?
Obviously.
I need a little bit more. I didn't pour enough, but go ahead, Jim.
Well, here.
Let me. I got to be fair about
Well,
this.
you want to bring it from the same strata of the can there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Jim's doing A.
B.
And I'll pop B here as we're pour B
Okay.
into here, and I'll pour A
Okay.
into mine. The duct tape that I hermetically
Don't get that
sealed
duct tape
with. Get the glue
flavor.
on it, yeah.
Okay.
There's A.
Here's B.
There's B for Jim.
Oh, you get B.
I'll get some B now. All right. Okay.
I'm
now,
questioning the scientificness of this because he's getting some wash from the paper towel there, which could affect the taste. Jim, you're the
suppose.
scientist here.
It's filtered.
I think there's so much corruption in this test that I don't think.
Right, there's
There's going to have to be an asterisk by this this test, I think.
Well, the test
not
may
under
or
the
may
most
not-
ideal
may-
conditions.
There is a possibility that we could fail. But then how would we know?
See, I'm getting a little bit of
There's some-
duct tape glue and
there's
some
some Z.
paper towel residue in there.
Well, this is this isn't Tony Fauci doing these. Here.
I'm going to have a little
Okay.
bit more B.
Oh, wait a minute. We didn't test yet.
Look, have you ever been in Schenectady?
No, I never was in Schenectady.
Neither was I. Must have been a couple other guys.
Then I'm going to have a little bit more A. Okay,
All right.
we now
So
have...
we
Go
now
ahead,
have
Dave.
A, B,
Describe the scenario.
We now have A, B, and C. So we're going to try A first, and then we'll palate cleanse, and then we'll try B.
Okay.
All right, and see between A and B, we'll see which one
Okay.
we like.
Okay.
Okay?
Right.
All right.
So A. You're wrinkling your nose, and you wanted me to buy 17 cans of this stuff, and you're wrinkling your nose after one swig. Okay, so we've got A. All right, so palate cleanse.
Okay.
Little palate
Okay,
cleanse.
Now cleanse.
Oh, sorry, killer.
Oh, got it.
Not
We
even
can just-
Galen.
We can just drink scotch and eat
Well, that's
sherbet,
true.
you know.
Okay,
That'd be a
so we're
palate
all
cleanse.
palate cleansed.
I think so.
Okay, we're going to go B.
All right. B.
Okay?
Okay.
B tastes like orange sherbet to me.
Okay,
Okay.
I'm going to be honest with you guys. I can't tell the difference, but
I can. Well, but I don't know if it's the effect of the sherbet or...
all right. So now we're cleanse again. Killer.
Or are
pace-
we going to...
We're gonna cleanse. Pace yourself, will you,
Okay.
Killer?
I got my shorts on backwards.
Okay, we all cleansed.
We're cleansed. Now C. Interesting. It's different. It's different than B. I'll tell you that right now.
So we did A and B. Which one do you prefer?
We just drank C, right?
Yeah, we
Right.
just drank C.
I almost want to try A against C right now.
Go ahead. No.
Let me palate cleanse.
Yeah, I'm not sure that palate cleansing is a good idea.
No, I don't think so.
I don't
I'm
think
gonna
it is.
skip
I think it's.
We could do a little
I think it helps.
water. How about a little water?
I think you lose the immediate effect of the different taste if there is a different taste.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna
All right.
I'm just gonna go A, B, and C.
All right.
Right.
I know which one's the smoothest. I like smooth beers, so I've got a favorite.
Okay, I'm gonna be. I can't tell the difference.
Really? You
I
can't? Don't have a favorite?
I don't have a favorite.
You got to choose one, though. You got to choose. Jim is taking this very seriously over there. I don't even think we could interrupt him right now. I don't. He's in his zone.
I think I have a favorite.
I don't. I can honestly say I can't. I don't think I can tell the difference.
I like C.
You like C?
I think
Okay.
so.
I don't like. I mean, they're all the same to me. I couldn't pick a favorite out.
I find B to be too thin. It doesn't have.
Thin.
It's just
like that.
not
Doesn't have enough body.
enough body or flavor to pick.
I'll be honest. I'm
Sunny
really
day.
teetering between A and C.
I would say A has a little bit more bite to me, which I like.
It does more
I like
than
the-
C.
Yeah, I like the bite.
All right, so you go with A.
I'm gonna go with A. I'm gonna go with A. Jim's enjoying this far too much. This.
You know, a drink never hurt nobody at all. You just remember the great words of Mr. Joey Lewis. He says, you're not drunk if you can lay on the floor without holding on.
That's, like I said, I don't think we'd even interrupt him right now.
A and C are really close to me. They're different, but in terms of preference, they're pretty close. This
Yeah.
is a little more.
Meaty?
Let's talk this through. I mean, I'm struggling with A and C as well. Dave likes A.
I'm gonna go A.
So is anybody for B?
No.
So let's see what B is.
B is that. Want to do B?
Yeah.
The big reveal.
So we are eliminating.
Nobody likes B.
Well, it's relative. Yeah.
No, if it was on special.
Oh, God. B is
Bud
Bud
Light.
Light.
Ah,
It actually had more taste than I would have thought for Bud Light.
It's a Bud Light to me. Yeah, it's
But that was the first one we eliminated, Bud Light.
B's out. Okay, B's out. Okay, I'm gonna go A. If I had to choose one of these.
All right. I want the integrity in this, so I'm going to go with A. I've changed my mind. If it's Miller Lite, I'm going to just... I've railed on Miller Lite for years.
I think I'll go with. I'm going to go with A.
A. We
Light.
liked A. So
Yeah,
you're
I
going
like
A.
it. I'm going to.
All
go with
three
A.
of us have picked
So we're all A?
That's interesting.
So, okay, let's see what C is.
Let's see what C is. Miller Lite.
Okay.
Wow, and I had that in contention.
All right. So what could this be? Now, you know they were all lights.
They're
so
all
you don't
lights.
have to worry about your weight after this.
Coors Light. Okay.
Coors Light. What's that? That Rocky Mountain
So Rocky Mountain water, right?
is what it is.
Okay, this makes sense because I've always thought the Miller Lite was kind of tasteless. When the first time I tried it, I thought this is smooth, and it was because of lack of taste. I think Coors Light. I've always, of all the lights, I've always kind of preferred Coors Light. So I'm not surprised. Yeah. So the
See, I
three
can't.
light beers, Coors Light wins, but barely. We all picked A, but it was not like it was a runaway.
No, it's not like, man, I'm going out.
Oh
to
man,
buy.
yeah. Any other observations?
I'm surprised actually at how basically different they were.
See, I didn't really see a big difference.
No,
No. Did you kill it?
I did.
Did you?
Well, B, I was able to eliminate right away. Like I said, C was
That was the
smoother
most
tasting, but it
difference.
didn't have a lot of taste. So I think Coors Light has more taste than Miller Lite.
so the Bud Light was visually light, and it had the least flavor to it.
Well, let's face it, these light beers, by the nature of light, they've reduced the taste. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, well, yeah, I don't drink them.
I'm not even sure if this is a beer test, to be honest with you.
But again, when it was on special, yeah, we didn't care.
We didn't care.
No.
I would think that any one of these would never stack up against a full-bodied, full beer. There's just no way.
Do we next time around go with the full-bodied version of each of these? A Bud versus a Coors versus.
To me, this would be a great test. Regular Bud versus Miller High Light versus regular Coors. I think that would be a really cool test. We'll do the test with the three. Coors, regular Bud, regular Miller. And then compare it to this winner of this round. I think we'll eliminate the Coors Light almost immediately.
So we bring a
Wouldn't even go forward.
Okay, so I'll bring another Coors Light.
So we'll have three
We'll do the three.
regular, and we'll see how they stack up against.
If we get 2 out of 3 or 3 out of 3, and then we'll just compare it to the winner of this round.
To let's
Right.
see if it really tastes light.
Yeah. And I think we're going to say, gosh, light beer sucks.
Again, unless it's on special.
Unless it's that special.
All right. If I join you, I just dropped in for a little drink to settle my nerves before I go to work.
What sort of work do you do?
I'm an airline pilot.
Dave, Rev D, I know you said a while ago it will not be Trump versus Biden. It's sure shaping up to be a Trump versus Biden election.
Okay, well, yeah, as we sit here right now, yes. But did you happen to see Biden speaking at the brewery in Wisconsin?
No.
Yesterday, did you happen to? Okay, assuming that was not AI manipulated, they cannot run Biden.
No, I know they can't.
He cannot run, and I feel bad for the man that they're still shrouding. If that was real, he can't run.
It's interesting you say that, because I think, and Mike mentioned we were going to try and bring this up this week, just the topic of Trump. And the first thought I had, the Republican primary is over for all intents and purposes.
Sure is.
But that means this general election starts almost immediately. And that means that either Biden is going to just avoid
Speaking
opportunities.
Yeah.
He's going to avoid the public. Just
yeah.
simply as that.
I kind of see that he can, when they can control as many of the variables that need to be controlled, he's able to get through that. And I think it is definitely unfair. I mean, he's an 80-year-old guy, and I'm assuming he's quite capable of getting through the day and everything else like that, but I don't know.
With lots of naps.
Well,
Sure.
whatever. Well, I
Partial
kind of
naps too. Once in a while.
there's nothing wrong with naps, but I think just being quick on your feet.
Depends on the moment, I think, Jim.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah.
I think he's. There's too many video clips of him where he just.
But even when age wasn't an issue. I mean, even when he was just a regular person, he was prone to gaffes, and now the gaffes he may be no worse than he ever was, but the fact that he's making the gaffes and he's 80 is going to be attributed to his age.
You know what? And Trump's made some gaffes too.
But
they're slowing down. These guys are slowing down. They have no business running for president at their age.
Yeah, well, I agree with you. Trump is no spring chicken either, but a gaffe from Trump is not even a gaffe, though. It's just nobody even pays attention to it.
Well, I think he was referring to
Pelosi and
Pelosi versus
Nikki Haley.
Nikki Haley, yeah.
Yeah, it just where did that come from?
Yeah, but he would do that.
I can't put that on the same level as
Biden's gaffes.
thing.
But
Yeah.
Biden is running as the competent alternative to Trump, and so if he's able to pull this off, if he's able to,
he can.
He's gonna win people over.
Let's
and whether or not you agree with his policies or not, he's gonna fit into the realm of a normal presidential candidate.
I think he's become a joke.
Who?
That's Biden. I do. I just there's just too many of these videos floating around the internet now and being viewed all over the world. It's so apparent that he's not the mental acuity is just not there. But one comment about Trump running away with the primaries. Andrew McCarthy had an interesting piece where you could say, wow, he's just running away with this, but you almost have to treat him like he's an incumbent. I mean, he was a president 4 years ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
And typically an incumbent will get 80%
in the primaries.
And he's not. Yeah, he's eking out Nikki, but come general election, I don't think his numbers are going to be huge. I think he's going to have his most loyal base, but I don't think independents are necessarily going to go his way.
Well, again, it depends. It depends on who he runs against.
That's right. It's as Joe Biden always says. Joe Biden says this. You don't look at a candidate and measure him against the perfect alternative. You measure them against the real alternative. So in this case, if you're looking at Trump versus a Biden who seems to be missing a step when he's out there,
He's not firing on all cylinders. He's
no,
just not.
and then you're thinking about, well, if he has to give up the torch, are you prepared to accept Kamala Harris as your president? So those are the two things you have to measure Trump against.
I think the best thing Biden could do is pick a new running mate. Someone competent.
He's never going to
can't do that.
He
Huh?
can't. No, he can't.
That'd be a shame because I think that would almost guarantee him victory.
Yeah, it would be. I tend to agree. I think that's the one thing. Well, there's two things. There is his questionable. Is he going to be up to it for the next 4 years?
Right.
And then the other shoe is the replacement if he's not acceptable to you.
And she is not.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, and I mean this with all respect. In my mind, it's very clear she is not up for the task.
Well, and you know what? I'm even willing to concede that maybe she is, but the voter is going to has to decide, make that decision when they're looking at the choice they're faced with. Is it going to be Trump versus a Biden and a replacement of Kamala Harris? Because we really have, I think we have two major policy categories that we're looking at deciding on. So we have domestic policy, and I think Biden has failed on the domestic front, primarily because of immigration, and also this inflation, I don't care what they say, so much of this inflation was brought on by his needlessly pumping money into the system after it was clear that we were on the mend.
Mm-hmm.
And then
We all got checks.
yeah. And then he has...
Killer's really pounding down that light. Did you notice that?
And the Miller Lite,
the
too.
Miller Lite.
I have to, it's full disclosure, I am drinking Miller Lite.
Well, that goes back to if it's on special, Killer's going to
No,
drink it.
it goes back to the creed.
And,
the creed is you don't waste it.
And luckily, Dave brought a tall boy of the Miller Lite, so
you'll be doing a lot of saving.
I'm enjoying this. Yeah.
So
no Bud Light, please.
No.
No.
So we got Biden on the domestic front, which I don't think he's had a successful domestic presidency. You got him on the international front, and this is where Biden differs from a Trump on that regard. So if we look at if you think Biden has done a good job in supporting Ukraine and supporting Israel, then where is Trump going to stand on that issue, and how is that going to affect you? Now, my own feeling is Trump is a wild card when it comes to dealing with the Ukraine. I think he'll probably support Israel as much as, say, Biden does. But is he going to back out of NATO again? Is he going to, what about China? What's going to go on with China? Is he going to, jettison Taiwan? I'm more comfortable with the Biden approach than I am with what I expect will be what I question about whether or not will be the Trump approach.
You support his Ukraine and Israel policies then?
I'm supporting the Ukraine effort to prevent just the principle that one country can just invade another country and pay no consequences for it. And that's exactly, I think that it just encourages more of that behavior. And that's sort of been the standard over the last 50 years that that's not acceptable.
Aggression's not acceptable.
I mean, the alternative, I can see Trump coming in and saying, okay, let's put an end to this. We're going to just not support Ukraine anymore. You guys have to come to a deal. Ukraine winds up giving away 20% of its country for the time being. And Putin says, okay, I win. And then 3 years later, he decides, well, I really need another piece.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
No, I hear you. Dave, your thoughts?
Oh, I agree with Jim. Domestically, I think the border and the economy, I think trumps Biden on those things in people's minds, whether he does or not. Yeah, foreign policy-wise, it's tougher. And but I think we are becoming a more isolationist country.
Yeah,
I think
we want to become.
I think the population does, and I think Trump just feeds into that. I guess what bothers me about Ukraine and Israel, and Jim, you've talked about this and other things. What does the end game look like?
Right.
What does winning?
Yeah, I don't know.
Right.
Okay, what are we trying to accomplish? And I don't know.
I don't know either.
In either one. And,
the aggression Hamas showed toward Israeli people is unacceptable.
Right.
But is the response as bad as the initial aggression? I don't know.
It's a tough call. But again, that's what the president's there to make the tough calls.
Yeah.
And just let me know what the end game, what you perceive, and then so I can decide if I like that or not. Neither with Ukraine or Israel, I don't know what they're looking for right now. And Israel's tough because when you have Hamas saying what they're looking for is to wipe out Israel. They don't want Israel to exist.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
So from the
the river to the sea.
From the river to the sea. They want it gone.
Right. They want it gone. So, all right, what is Israel supposed to do?
Right.
Okay. It's just it's horrific.
It is.
The whole thing is horrific, but there isn't a realistic solution.
Well, there isn't even a realistic basis for negotiation. or a realistic expectation of negotiation is if Hamas comes to the table and say, okay, we want all of you to leave Israel. We're at the table, though. We're at least at the table. There isn't even, apparently, a willingness to be at the table. It seems to be this, we're not really, Israel is going to do what Israel's going to do. It doesn't matter what we say.
True. Very true.
And, all this stuff about everybody saying, we demand you call a ceasefire. It says, yeah, okay. That's fine.
Yeah.
Write it up and send it in. Our only issue, I guess, at this point is how much actual material support are we going to provide to Israel? And there's also, even if we decided not to provide material support, I think it would have no impact on what Israel is going to do anyway.
That's a good point.
You really hate that light beer, don't you?
I'm sorry I didn't get
I'm
another.
starting to think light beer is all right.
Well, I should have gotten that 6-pack, Jim.
I feel like
I
feel like
See?
Dino Martin
See,
here.
it wouldn't have
This
gone-
is
it
all
wouldn't
right.
No, it would have gone to waste.
It would not have gone to waste.
Silly me.
I'm Dean Martin. This is all right.
Everybody loves somebody sometime.
So
Country.
bringing this back to Biden versus Trump,
Mm-hmm.
domestically, Trump. Internationally, I don't think we have any big issues with what the Biden's administration, what they've done.
Basically, I mean, he shot himself in the foot with the Afghanistan withdrawal.
Right, that was pretty ugly.
And so it's a question of, where does he get a win that sort of counterbalances that? And then what's going to happen in the second term with regard to Taiwan as well. So that's
yeah.
but
So if
we
that's
kind
the
of
case-
we kind of think we know where Trump is going to come down on these
So if
things.
that's the case, and I think Rev D would agree with me, what hits home closer, the domestic issues? Let's say you give Trump a B in domestic and Biden a C or a D. You give Biden a B in international and Trump a C or D.
What Trump's
the
things?
domestic stuff is what's
Yeah,
going to carry Trump.
I think the domestic. Again, I say people vote their pocketbooks, and I think that gives the advantage to Trump. However, what Trump has working against him
It's Trump.
is Trump. Yeah.
Will
so
he
that-
get the independence? And I'm not convinced.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm an independent, and I'm struggling, man. I just don't think I could take 4 more years of that chaos. I really don't.
It's the chaos. If you were able to lay out the policies like Jim just did, I think it would be an easier discussion. But when you throw in the chaos that is going to be inherent with, rightly or wrongly, Trump brings some of it on himself, but I think some of it is heaped on him too, because people don't like Trump, or the press doesn't like Trump. Can you go through another 4 years of that?
I can't. I don't have the stomach for it.
Yeah.
Now, do you think what's the chances he'll end up in jail?
I don't see it.
I don't think I'm not even sure how many of these charges are going to be provable in court.
Yeah.
And if it's certainly not going to get done before the election.
That's it. It's not going to get done.
Yeah.
They're smart enough to.
So he's going to get.
anything,
He's going
putting it
to.
off.
Yeah. If he loses the election, I don't even know if they'll pursue it.
Yeah, that's true. Mission accomplished, right?
Yeah.
And if he wins the election, he'll just shut down the investigation. So
Sure.
At the end of that.
Yeah, you can't. The
And then-
country can't
and
afford
then,
to have that.
and then
happening.
Georgia will, be whatever Georgia is, but
Yeah.
that's
that-
not
is that
looking
a-
good.
Time to sign off.
All right.
To be continued.
To be continued. I have no words of wisdom for you,
No
Michael.
words of wisdom.
No, I
no
was
sign off, Jim.
I had
Really?
thought.
I
of
was
one-
looking forward to your sign off.
Okay, I got one.
Okay.
Okay, this is from Henry Ford.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. I'm listening.
Henry Ford. They asked Henry Ford. So he was talking about market research and things like that. And this probably goes with polling. Henry Ford said, if I had asked the American people what they wanted, they would have said faster horses.
That's true. That's true.
That is a great quote. Dave?
Nothing is foolproof to a sufficiently talented fool.
All right. Good quotes, guys. Catch you next time. Music by War on Drugs, as found on the Internet Archives, archive.org.